James Mayfield,
And
Mayfield.
And we are here at another live stream with Fire Ash. And give me a moment. Fire Ash and her group. And what we're going to be doing here is yeah, that's me. That's all me messing up right here. Trying to find the what's name. But go ahead and introduce yourself, Ash.
All right, so I am Fire Ash, and this is called the Salt Table Talks. God gave me the vision that what we would do on this podcast is that we would save a life through testimonies and inspirational stories. So tonight, what we are going to do is we are going to focus on sharing our testimony and our story on the topic of confidence. Back to you, George, with the weather.
Today's weather is going to be, who do you have with you on the show?
So today, I would like my guests, my crew, my people to introduce themselves, and we can start with VP.
My name is Victory Phifer. Yeah, go ahead.
You got Ariel over here. Okay.
I'm Dion Hall.
Boy, Darius Givens.
D. Gibbs.
Yeah, boy.
So I am so glad to have you guys here with me tonight, and I am excited for this conversation. Please forgive me in advance because I might cry a little bit because I'm going to be a little vulnerable with y'all, telling my story. And I just wanted to create this space for us to not only talk about our lives, the walk that we're in, because, you know, as Christians, this is an interesting walk. It get hard sometimes, it's easy sometimes fun, sometimes it's rough. But I think that just like in Revelations 12, where it says that we are saved by the word of the Lamb, by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimonies, that's a real thing. That when you hear somebody else's testimony, that provides hope, that provides strength, it builds courage. And so I wanted to come tonight and talk about confidence. So I can start us off by just telling a little bit about my story, and then we're gonna chop it up naturally like we do. So when it comes to confidence, the reason I wanted to have this episode is because God had put it on my heart that He made me realize I hadn't been walking in confidence. My entire life was literally driven by insecurities. I didn't think that people would love me, would receive me. I thought that people would reject me because I didn't think that there was anything worthy or valuable in myself. I grew up thinking I was an invisible kid. I literally could have wrote the book Invisible Woman because I thought that I was invisible. I thought no man would love me because of the weight that I carry. I just didn't have any esteem. I was literally feeling like I didn't have any esteem in myself. And so I've been going on this journey where I've been literally getting to know God and getting closer with God. And the one thing that He told me is, I formed you to be like me. So why are you questioning me? Why are you insecure? Because I called you to be secure in all that I am. So that's really like the start of it. And I just want to hear some of your thoughts, any of your testimonies or anything that you want to share.
Well, I'm going to start. So basically, I like how you opened up about, you said that growing up you felt like basically unseen because of like the different things that you had. Like you said that you had some weight on you and like you just felt invisible. Like I can relate to that a lot because growing up it was like I didn't have that. I didn't like people, like you said, like I wasn't seen. And so I grew up thinking that I didn't have any worth or I didn't have any value. And then to top it off is like, you know, my mom, she didn't really express confidence either. So I didn't have like a confident role model either. So that didn't help. But like you said, I mean, you've been in the walk of God longer than I have, but I'm getting to a place to where I'm trying to learn my confidence in God too. So you motivate me. I'm watching you and you motivate me for real, for real. So I like this little talk we have it though.
What about you, Katie?
Man, growing up, I can relate a little bit of like not being, well, feeling like you're being seen. Because the thing is though, the enemy is playing mind games with me because Ariel can, you know, agree that we grew up with a loving family. You know, we all looked out for each other, all loved each other, things like that. And the fact that I was getting talked about in school of who I was and church boy, you know, things like that. And, you know, I was a very nice guy, innocent and all that things. And I got picked on because of it. But during that time, I felt like I was wasn't being understood or just felt invisible too in a lot of ways. So it caused me to, fall into depression and suicidal thoughts. Felt like I wasn't worthy, or I felt like didn't deserve to be here, or didn't deserve the people around me, my loved ones, and things like that. And now I'm just this happy guy all the time, got full of energy, full of love, full of joy. But that's because of God, though. Yeah. Once I got God in my life and I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, it's just, my whole life just changed. I look at life so positive, and just, if something comes my way, I just give it to God, and I was just stress free.
Oh yeah, man. I definitely can feel that, man. For me, like, confidence, it took me a long time to build my confidence up. And I can give an example of how a lack of confidence made me lose a lot of time. And now that I've gave my life to God, only thing I know is to be honest, transparent. So I'm going to look in this camera right now and say, it was a time where I hadn't seen my kids for 16 years. Mm-hmm. And it was because of a lack of confidence. Because I didn't think that I was the man that I envisioned that I should be. Yeah. So once I got out of my kid's life, I continued to chase this vision of who I thought I should be. Yeah. And I never became that person. And time continued to pass and continued to pass.
That's good.
And then, it came a time that, I had to take it to God. Because I realized, like, that person that I'm trying to become, that man that I'm trying to become, I'm not becoming that man. Yeah. And that's because God didn't want me to be that man. He has a vision for me to be someone totally different. Yeah. And once I accepted that and fully committed myself to him and just let him work it out, he started giving me the vision. He started giving me the confidence to reach out, write that letter, send that text, be honest with my kids, and let them know that, hey, I know I haven't been there, but I've been there mentally, but physically I wasn't there, and these are the reasons. Because I didn't feel like I was worthy. Yeah. Now I come to you today as I am. Yes. As a man of God. And I want you guys to know this person today. And the minute I did that, my kids was right there. And they was like, well, about time, about time. And it the only thing that changed in me was me recommitting myself to God. I've known God my entire life, but I wasn't committed to him. Ooh. So I was on the fence. You got this fence here, and on this side you got good, and on this side you have evil. So I was on this fence. So some days I was good, and some days I was evil, right? So now I dedicate myself to good, and all things are working into my favor, including me having a relationship with my kids. And my confidence is higher than ever because it is not me that's doing the work. Yes. It's God doing the work. And through him, my faith. That's how faith works. Yeah. You trust in him. You have faith, and you let him do the work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Man, that's real. Hey, money.
That's
real. When it comes to confidence, man, it had everything to do with my character. And it's like, it got to a point where your confidence would literally, like, keep you from reaching your fullest potential. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what example can I use? It's like I missed out on a lot of opportunities and like meeting new people just because, my lack of confidence and my low self-esteem and like you said, feeling unworthy. And it's like people go to compliment you and you like cringe. Yeah. You're like, no, I'm not that. Like, you smart. You're like, you beautiful. Yes. Have you seen me? You know what I'm saying? So it's like your lack of confidence, like you say, missing out on time. And like, I like the transparency. And it's like, it keep you from like just being your true authentic self, being real. But it's like, no, man, be yourself, mistakes and all, insecurities and all, just be yourself. And it like, you like hide, if your confidence is low, you hide. You know what I'm saying? You like to hide from people, hide from going in events, sit back in the crowd, just like, man, it's a lot I can say about confidence because I ain't have it. And it's like when I was playing on a basketball team, my confidence was low to the point where
I couldn't play how I wanted to play.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I lacked confidence. But I know I was good, but because it's like people looking at you like, man, what if, you know, what if I do something and now they talking about me, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my confidence was low. So now I'm on this journey where, like, what y'all see now, man, it ain't nothing but God, because it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I'm that shy girl that, you know, sitting in the back that like to hide and not say much. So it's nothing but God that I'm able to do all this and build my confidence and put myself in different situations or opportunities so that I can grow, you know, grow in that area and get stronger in my confidence. So, yeah, I like the transparency, kind of like what everybody said.
I like what you said. One thing that you just made me think of is it's not enough for people to believe. It's up to you to see it. Because my entire life, I had people who would tell me, I see something great in you. That's like V. We all know she can sing. I'm not going to try to say it for myself. I ain't going to even do you. I wouldn't do you no justice. But we know you can sing. But if you didn't know you could sing, then you wouldn't be able to move in your fullest potential, because it's really up to you to see it. And like growing up, like I said, I was surrounded by people who would believe in me. I had coaches just like you. In basketball, I had coaches that saw something in me, but because I didn't see something in myself, I did not play that hard. I did hide. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't want to go to certain events because I didn't think I looked cute. And I'm like, all these girls, they look so cute. They got the right body. I don't want to go to this event. I don't want to embarrass myself. They're gonna talk about me. I made up all of these scenarios in my head, and it hindered me, and I wasn't able to move. And like what I appreciate about this walk with Christ and like having a family like you guys is that being around spirits like-minded spirits, it pulls it out of you. When you are around the Spirit of God continuously, you start to see something in yourself that you didn't see all along. And so like I want to publicly say thank you to my crew, because this Ashley that y'all see before y'all, it's been y'all pouring into me, saying like, Ash, like God really did bless you to speak. God really did call you to do this. And it's like when you have people that speak life to you, your eyes start to open, like, maybe I am this thing. Maybe I can do more than I thought.
You know, it's funny you talk about growing up, and a lot of times, you know, our confidence can be damaged just based on looking at other people.
Yes.
Right? And it's even worse now with the social media, because you see all these I'm going to say quote-unquote ballers or these different shaped women and all of these different things, right? You get these perceptions in your mind of what life should be like or what image you should have, and the truth is, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Like, so the truth is really in me. Like, I am who I am. I'm not you, I'm not her. Like, we are individuals. Like, so you gotta like kind of channel your inner being and not look at other people to define what cool is. Let me give you another example. Like, so when you're growing up in school and you got the kid that's in the classroom that got their nose in the book and they're doing all their work, right?
Yep.
What do we call them? Nerds. They were lame, right?
Yep.
They couldn't hang with us, right?
Yep.
So then you got these people, me, right?
Yeah.
Over here, probably in the bathroom smoking weed, hitting on 4 or 5 girls a day, plotting to have 2 and 3 girlfriends at one time, right? I'm the lame one, really, right? Because that's not what God intended us to be. We're supposed to have one woman, right? You know, and we're supposed to be responsible people, like learning and doing our work so we can get good grades, graduate, and build a career. Those same people that were lame, right? Those are the people that you rent apartments and buy houses from right now, right? So those are the people that's lawyers if you end up going to court and things of that sort. So the sooner we can define what cool is, the sooner we can have confidence in who we are, because we're not looking different places for validation.
That's good.
I want to ask y'all a question. Since we all have had insecurities, how has God helped you overcome those insecurities?
I would say, like I said earlier, I'm in the process of, you know what I'm saying, trying to get this holy confidence or the God confidence that y'all talking about. Because it's like like I said, I'm just kind of freshly new into this stuff, but I can say one insecurity that I did have that God helped me overcome is singing in front of people.
Ooh.
When I first started singing, the very first time I actually sang in front of people was the very first time people really knew I could sing. I didn't have that confidence to be like just singing anywhere or singing in front of anybody. I only sung in front of my brothers, and all they tell me is, "Shut up, you can't sing." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I had. So just to be in front of people and have the opportunity, and it honestly was a God-given opportunity, because it was when I first started my walk, and it was like this church event, or it was just this event that involved God or whatever. It was like a elevation event.
Yeah.
And I was asked to sing 2 songs, and at first I was hesitant, but then I was like, you know what, let me do it. Like, and I really, like I said, I didn't have the confidence to do it. Like, I was just like, I was scared out of my mind. Even when I was singing, like, it was just scary because, for one, my parents were there, and I was just like very anxiety feeling because they never heard me sing before.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So that was the first time that they ever really heard me open my mouth. And so I can say since then I have got the confidence in God that, yes, I know I can sing, and I know I'm anointed with that gift, and that God carries that in me. And so when I do sing, that it's not me singing. I say that all the time. I always say that it's never me singing. No matter what I'm singing, no matter what I'm doing, I'm not doing that. That's nothing but God. So I can say that that's one insecurity that I had that God helped me overcome, for real, for real.
And now you currently have a song that you're about to release. Do you care to share? What song is that?
It's called Set Me Free. It's just a song that I want to really kind of dialogue about just for a second.
Yes.
So the song is called Set Me Free because it was a time where I was like, it was so much going on in my mind, and I felt like I was like trapped for real. And so I was asking God in that song, like, to set me free, give me a new point of view, give me a way of looking at things and looking at life, because the things, especially me being 20 years old, it's like a lot of things that I look at and a lot of things that I think about, my mind is constantly racing.
Yes.
So I asked God to kind of like just set me free from that jail. I feel like I was in a prison. Sometimes it still can feel like that, but it's just the process of like going through this stuff, and you letting God like free you from the things that you was dealing with before you got, you know what I'm saying, on the walk with God. So I was just asking God in that song to set me free. And when it come out, I really hope and pray that people are touched and they can actually understand, like, and they can relate to that set me free part. That's the biggest part, because in one part of the song it say, show me your way, give me your strength, and restore my faith. And so I want people to know that, you know what I'm saying, when you call on God, he will give you what you need. Yeah. And so I was just basically calling on God and telling him to kind of like show me like your way, not mine. Yeah. Because mine is not going to get me nowhere. Mine is going to keep me in jail. So I just basically, like, you know what I'm saying, in that song, it's just set me free, but it's coming out soon.
Peer pressure. What's up, Mr. Peer Pressure?
What's good? What was the question you asked again?
The question was, how has God helped you overcome some of your insecurities?
Man, it's like all my life I was not confident. I didn't know who I was. Yeah. And now I dig a little more deep now, because the last relationship I was in, it was a very struggle, because when you're trying to build something with somebody for years, they ain't get engaged, they ain't thinking about having a kid. Yeah. But at the same time, didn't even know who you was, or who you wanted to be. That was hard. So then when I hit that point in my life where my mind started to shift, I started thinking about that constantly. Like, who am I? Like, what am I doing here? Because I wasn't, at that time I was locked in with God, but not how I am now. Yeah. Because how I am now, my confidence just skyrocket. But around that time, I was trying to find myself and trying to get married. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that messed with me a little bit. So it kind of caused my relationship to fall apart. There's a lot of different other reasons, but that was one of them, me trying to find myself. And I struggled with that. So when I started really like trying to put my focus on God, who I wanted to be, and when the relationship broke off, I hit a rock bottom. I was hurt, depressed, and I was just down and out for like months. Yeah. And then that's when God like got down there, all the way down in that darkness, and pulled me up.
Yes.
And then like my whole dependence was on God fully after that. So then I started like, I did music a little bit, but like when I started doing music, that's where I poured out my pain, poured out my experiences, my testimonies. Like when I do music, people can feel what I'm saying because it's real. So it took for God to really like break me down, to build me up to where I'm at now, to have the confidence that I have, because I know who I am. I know my purpose. I know what God wants me to do. I love God so much that I have just this big heart to just do whatever he asks me to do, and just to please him, and just to win lost souls, and to share my stories through my music. So God, he helped me build my confidence up.
I have a question. If you could choose one song out of the ones that you have released right now, what song would you say speaks to your story and your testimony of overcoming that lack of confidence? Like, would it be Save Me, or one song that you could just tell us a little bit about? Peer pressure. You could just do that one for me, because y'all know I love that.
Man, the song that speaks to me the most.
I know they all speak to you because they all fire.
They put me in a tough
You hear me?
spot.
They all fire. But
Tough
okay,
spot.
well, since Save Me well, actually, I'm torn between Save Me and Peer Pressure. I kind of want to know, like, that you know what? Peer pressure.
Okay.
I want to know, like, what was the thought behind that? Because you came so hard. Like, you were on a different level of, like, okay, before he speaks, let me tell you about Darius Givens. Okay. When I first started listening to his music, knew the man was gifted, knew he was anointed. This is his calling. But it was like, I could tell from the beginning of his journey till when he started to release his or work on his latest album, I could tell that God had built such a level of confidence in him that I don't even know if he knew how much confidence you were walking in. And it wasn't until I heard Peer Pressure that I was like, oh, Darius, he on fire now. Like, I think that you were like a slow burn in the beginning. Like, we knew you were good, but when you came out that song, it was like you was telling the devil, like, bro, you can't pressure me. Like, what world? You can't pressure me. You can't tell me nothing about me, because I live for God. So I just want to know, like, a little bit about, like, what was the development behind Peer Pressure?
Man, so Peer Pressure was really written because, like, this I'm gonna say, my brother Adam, he the one that got me writing music again, because I took some time off when I was going through that hurt in 2022, and he said, man, just put all that down in the song, bro. I was like, dang, you right. So then, like, when I'm really locking in, I'll just write about my experiences, or I go to my childhood, or I go to my future, or it's like all kind of stuff I think about. So I thought about when I was in high school, when people try to peer pressure me to do all kinds of stuff, like the drugs, the women, just being somebody who I wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was like, they couldn't make me do it. It's just something, it just wasn't me. So it's like, when they try to peer pressure and do all that stuff, I just couldn't do it, because, like, I ain't the same as y'all. I won't go to that level. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was hard, because, like, when I was in high school, I always felt like I was by myself. I felt alone, all that stuff. So peer pressure was like really just me writing. Like, I want people to know that people can't peer pressure you to do something you don't want to do.
So am I hearing you say, like, you're putting out that image of you can be confident enough to not follow what everybody else is doing.
Come on.
Like I did.
Come on.
Yeah, like you did.
Okay, so you being a vessel, you a testimony.
Yeah.
I got you.
So then,
Yeah, when he was talking,
I just want to hear that. Like, let's just be clear. Like, you talking to the youth, you know, and even the adults, right?
Yeah.
To let you know, look, you can't pressure me. You don't have to be pressured. Got you.
Even if, like, you know, if I'm with, like, family members or, like, friends, and they all doing something, I just did my own thing. Nobody could make me do nothing. It's just the confidence that I had. Like, nah, I ain't doing that. I'm good. That ain't who I am. So I want people to know, like, you can be comfortable in your skin and comfortable who you are. Just because they doing them, and you got to do it. You know, and then the process was that, like, and then when I went to record the song, you know, I had to put Neffy on there.
You hear me?
I had to put her on. And the thing is, I didn't hear her verse until we got to the studio.
Yeah.
When I was like, Dang, this your song. This ain't my song, no.
She took that.
She took my song. I don't care. I'm gonna tell her that to this day.
She took that. Sis did that.
I told you that.
Turn up. So yeah, so that was the whole, point of peer pressure why it came out.
That's good stuff, man.
Dion,
what's up?
I want you to tell me. Honestly, I like that we have artists in the room. So, which one of your songs can you speak to right now that maybe talks about you overcoming insecurities or overcoming in any way? Because all of them testimonies. So I want you to pick one of your songs that speaks to this conversation and why did you write it? What was the process?
Well, first I want to answer the question about how did go ahead. I allow God to give me confidence back, and it is real simple. God is love, and He also is truth.
Yeah.
Right. So if God is truth and love, I had to learn to love myself, and I had to start to be truthful.
That's good.
Right. So in order to be true, I had to be vulnerable.
Ooh.
And I had to lay it down. I had to open myself up. I had to raise my hands. I had to tell the truth. I had to put it at the altar.
Yeah. I
had to be honest with people that was around me.
Yeah.
I had to tell people how I felt. I had to tell people about my struggles. I had to tell my family, my children, who I really was and who I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I had to build a wall of accountability around me. And through that, I was able to get confidence by just being vulnerable and being honest. But as far as, what song, see, to be honest, I just started doing music again.
Yeah.
And in this Christian hip hop, all of my songs have a story in it if you listen to it.
Yeah.
So my music represents raw reality and redemption.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
So the raw part of my music is the old me. Okay?
Talk to me.
Because that's who I was. I was a raw individual.
Yeah.
And the reality part of my music is from raw to redemption. So there's going to be something in between there, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be the reality. It's going to be either growth or regress, right? So that's what the reality is. It's telling the truth about who I was, who I'm trying to become, who I'm trying to be. So a lot of my songs, you'll hear some raw stuff in there, and you'll hear the redemption in the same song, because I'm painting that good and evil picture.
Yeah.
But I'll just narrow it down to one song, Look Like. See, that's my redemption song, because this is what it look like when you with Christ. When you with Christ, you have confidence. You're honest. You're working under His anointings, and you feel untouchable.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. Like all the burdens and the worries that you have, if you give it to God, you don't have them anymore.
Yeah.
And Look Like was that song to let you know, like, yeah, the new me that you see is walking is a spiritual man now.
Yeah.
I'm not. This doesn't have anything to do with materials. This doesn't have anything to do with clout or or whatever category you want to put it in. Yeah. This is all spiritual. And every day He continues to prove to me that you look a lot different when you're with Christ. So Look Like.
Ariel, money.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know, how has God helped you or is helping you overcome some insecurities?
I would say He had to place me in uncomfortable places. You know what I'm saying? Uncomfortable situations. Because, I got so comfortable with, with hiding. I got so comfortable with not being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to be, my true authentic self. So honestly, it wasn't really until I started going to Greater Mount Zion.
Yeah.
GMZ. Being up under Joe and Merlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Merlin just been little do she know, but helping me during this journey. So He'll place people in your life to, help you through this journey. And man, it's like I be shocked at myself and know, like, man, I had all this in me. I didn't know how to get it out, you know what I'm saying? It's like I can't really describe it, but it's like you said, I had a problem with, being vulnerable because, I tried it before and I got hurt, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I had to practice confidence, you know, practice how to be myself, you know what I'm saying? It's like once I reach like a certain point in my life where, okay, I'm starting to see the fruit or whatever, I got to keep going, you know what I'm saying? I got to keep placing myself in uncomfortable situations, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll easily like fall back, you know what I'm saying? Fall back to not wanting to be vulnerable. So like I said, I just had to be put in uncomfortable situations to grow, you know, more and more.
You got some, Dion?
I just want. This reminded me, man. If you want something that you never had, you got to do something you never did.
What you sent me the other day? If nothing changes,
nothing changes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
That's real.
So before we get out of here, I do want everybody in the circle to go around, and if you could speak to either your younger self or just someone out there, what would be the last message that you would give on confidence?
I would say don't stop worrying about what other people think about you, because it's not important at the end of the day. What really matters is, one, what you think about yourself, and two, what God think about you. And if you can't figure that out, then read the Bible, because it can really tell you everything that you need to know about who you're supposed to be in Christ and who you're supposed to be in God. And don't allow people's opinions of you weigh how you feel about yourself, basically. Like, don't allow people to bring you down. Like, don't depend on people for that validation. It's supposed to come through yourself and through God only, not other people.
That's good. Amen.
That's good.
Man, that's talking to my old self. When it pertains to confidence, I think I probably would have to just say, you're a leader, not a follower.
Yes.
Be who you are.
Yes.
And if they don't like it, it's not for them to like. It's pretty simple. Be yourself. Don't try to be everything that's around you.
Yeah.
Don't try to fit into an image. People are going to have perceptions of who you are, who they think you want to be, but it's exactly that, a perception.
That's so good.
Self-love. Love yourself enough so it can cover the people that don't love you. Just love yourself that much, because, despite of what people say about you, it's going to be good, it's going to be bad, people going to talk about you, period. So just love yourself, to just not worry about what people think about you, and just to make yourself happy. That's what really builds confidence, your self-love, and learn who you are, and always know that you're worth it, and you're smart, and you're just
you is smart, you is kind.
And you just, you him, you her.
You her, you him.
Yeah.
For me, I would say give your true self a chance.
Whew.
Give yourself a chance to be yourself, and be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't beat yourself up to want to show people who you are. And basically just give your true self a chance.
I love that. I guess I would say to my younger self, that God only created one you. Your fingerprint is unique to you. So love yourself. Just like everybody else said, love yourself, and don't allow your identity to be based on what somebody else thinks. It's literally God's perception and your point of view. And mixing them two together, if he said I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, I'm standing on that business. If he told me that I'm made in the image of his son, if in him, I'm standing on that business, I would tell my younger self, stand on business. If God told you it, then believe it.
Facts.
That's real. I love it.
So, guys, I just want to say thank you for joining me for tonight's podcast. This is the Salt Table Talks, once again, where we focus on saving a life through testimonies and inspirational stories. We will be here on Thursday nights. And if you're interested in joining the podcast, being able to share your story or add to the conversation, we would love to have you. So with that, we are out. I'm your host, Fire Ash, and we go get fired up.